So today I'm going to talk about one of the most common problems that entrepreneurs face all the time. That is, they try to do too many things at once, and in order to just get all the things done, what happens is like most of the times we miss out on the most important things that is like required for our business to make us some real money. So this is like one of the most common problems, and today what I'm going to do is give you a simple solution that you can immediately start applying in your life and can get results. Okay, so the idea is not to get distracted by all the little things that comes in your life every day. Okay, so what happens is like every time you set a goal and you try to do it. Okay, and what happens is some or the other stuff that comes up. Okay, like you sit down to work on your goal, you want to uh, achieve a particular objective in your business, and you have to do it. You decided for it, you sit down with it, and then what happens, something comes up. Okay, maybe it's family, maybe it's another customer that just keeps bugging you all the time, or maybe it's some of your you know kids, maybe, like whatever. Like if you get distracted, or maybe some social media, you get distracted just because of yourself, you start surfing YouTube or whatever nonsense, and you get distracted, and that work which required to be done, that needed you to sit down and do it, you were not able to do it, and a whole day goes to waste, because once you get on the treadmill of distraction, it takes up your day, and once you come back, probably a whole lot of time is already gone, and your energy is gone, and you feel like, man, I can't do it today, and I'll do it tomorrow, and it never gets done. Probably it has happened to you so many times, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, probably you are already too tired of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give you a simple solution. So how to overcome this? With this video, I'll give you a link to a particular Excel sheet that I have created, that you will be using it. It will take you hardly 5 to 10 minutes of your time, and you will do certain things that I'm going to instruct here right now in this short video, and you're going to download the Excel sheet and do it, and this problem will be solved if you do it and follow through it. So the Excel sheet link I will give below in the description with the video. So let's start with what the Excel sheet looks like. Okay, so let's see. It's a very simple Excel sheet, as you can see here, that here I have created like three tabs here, like project breakdown and project scheduling. Now, what are projects exactly? Projects are basically like a big business goal. Like if you're an entrepreneur, you have certain goals. Maybe you want to do a particular kind of marketing outreach activity. Maybe you want to create your own content. Maybe you want to create your own website. Maybe you want to create a particular, let's say, a course that requires a certain chunk of time in order to get it done. Maybe you are building a course and it requires like 15 hours, or let's say 20 hours of your undivided attention and execution in order to complete it. Now, that's a project. So what we first do in this first tab, we start with the first tab, then we move to this, then we move to this. So this is basically the project. Now, so what you have to do first, you have to write down exactly what your project is. Okay, now what is your project? I'm just going to give you an example. If you are like a course creator, then you're probably creating a course and it takes time, so you just write down the project statement like this, and it has to be like very clear, like this is what I want to do and this is my project. Okay, so I'll just write down an example, something like uh, I want to complete my X, whatever that course is, on, let's say, productivity or something like that. Okay. Now that's it. Okay, that's the project. Okay. Now you just in the next section we can see like approximate time in hours. Okay, so how much hours it will consume in order to entirely complete the course, whatever you're trying to create here. Okay, so just write it down. So let's say 15 hours. You should have some approximate idea, like it does not have to be perfect, but some approximate idea would do. Then you have to give a deadline. By what time? A deadline is a deadline, like by what time I would want it completed. Okay, so give it some deadline. So maybe today is 20, it's today's what? Today's 21st August. So I want to complete it before 31st August 2019. Done. So I want it in 10 days. Okay, because it's today's 21st August, so it's 31st August, it's 10 days. Now, how much daily hours I will give in order to complete my project? So I know that 15 hours of entire time it will take, and I want to complete it in 10 days, right? Now, okay, actually what I'll do is I will just set up 2 hours every day. Okay, that's what I've done. Like I'm going to work 2 hours every day. Now you might want to extend the time, you reduce the time, but more often you would notice you won't have a large amount of free time in your day to complete the entire project of 15 hours in one day. Okay, more often you will notice you would not want to complete the entire project in one day. It's because not only it will require too much of your work, but you will not enjoy it, and it will reduce the quality of your work, because it if you go it at one go, probably you will be fatigued, and your brain won't work that well, and you won't be able to give too much quality on your work. Okay, so break it down so that it's doable. It's not something like a gigantic feat that you have to achieve 2 hours every day, 1 hour every day, 30 minutes every day, whatever that is. You want to break it down to the basis of this is like how much do you have free in your schedule, so that when you say 2 hours every day, you can actually do it and not have a problem doing it, finding that 2 hours of your time, and also set it accordingly to how much time working you will enjoy on this project. It's because that also matters. Now, time of work. This is like at what time of the day would you like to work on the project? Okay, now set a time. So if you have a schedule, if you have a calendar, you would know like what time you are free, what time you are not, what is the best time to do it. Now, the thumb rule for this is setting up the time is if it is a important task, it's like a very important task that has a very high priority to your business. It's a very important task that if you do it, a lot of things gets done, you make a lot of money. If you don't do it, you suffer, or something like that, that you would want to complete it first thing in the morning. Because in the first thing in the morning, when you complete a task, you do not have to worry that if I don't complete it, what happens? It get it first thing done in the morning, completed, it's done, all the tension is gone. Second day, you work back again and gets completed. The delaying is like one of the greatest uh, distraction in itself. So try to move your important task first thing in the morning. So let's say I just said 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. morning. I'm setting up for time of work. Now, what I'm going to in this section is possible distraction. If I have to work 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day for 2 hours for 10 days till 31st of August 2019, what are the possible distraction I'm expecting that might just occur? Just write all the possible distractions. Okay, here, just write them down. Like maybe family might create problem. They might have something to, talking, asking things, distracting, or maybe something else. Maybe I might get an appointment in the middle. So you might have an appointment in the middle, some client meeting set up suddenly, and you don't know, and so this might be a possible obstacle in your creating the entire project. So these things, just write it down. Something else, just whatever distraction you might face, you can expect, just write them down. Maybe I won't be able to wake up early in the morning, could be a distraction. Just write it down. Okay, now From this, don't have to write too many things. It could be like 2 to 3 main things. Okay, now from this set of 3 things, okay, these 3 distractions, which one is the major distraction that can really set you off? Okay, which one is it? Try to find out. Is it a family thing, or is the appointment the middle thing, or waking up in the early in the morning thing? Okay, so probably maybe you will notice like one of it is the major distraction. It could be something like maybe the family. Okay, so what is the action step to avoid those distractions? What can you do about it? So for the family, pre notify your family about your walk time, so that you tell your family like, okay, I'm going to do this work at this time, do not disturb me for this particular hours. Okay, for 10 days only. Very doable, nothing too fancy, right? Now second is, I might get an appointment in the middle. What you going to do about it? What can you do to avoid this distraction? Okay, try to fix appointment after 11. All that you have to do is tell your clients your availability is only after 11 a.m. Okay, that way nobody fixes appointment before that. See, if that clarity is there, this distraction is gone. Okay, I won't be able to wake up early in the morning. What you're going to do about it? Simple. Sleep early and set up an alarm. Simple, right? If you want to wake up 1 hour early or whatever, you sleep an hour earlier in the night. That's it. That's it. So these are the things that you basically do. Once you have this clarity, once you have done the entire thing, you move to project breakdown. What is project breakdown? Here what you do is just copy paste the project, whatever the project is. I want to complete my X course on productivity. Now what you're going to do is try to find out what are the subtasks that you need to complete it. Okay, the whole task would always be divided into simple chunk of small tasks that needs to be completed in order to get the whole thing done. Like baking a cake, if you want to bake a cake, you have to get the flour, you have to prepare the dough and all that thing. So you don't just bake the cake like magic, cake is baked. No, that does not happen. You have to first prepare the dough, then you have to bake it, then you have to put the icing and topping, and then you do whatever. So always break down your entire task into small subtasks that needs to be done on a daily basis. So what are the things that needs to be done? Now write down something like this. You can already creating a new thing here, which is like step, which is like something very cool. So what you're going to do is simple. Like what, write down in terms of like what are the first step, second step, third step, something like that. So if I just stretch it like, I'm sorry. Okay. So these are the steps. So break it down on an approximate 9 or 10 steps. Okay. So here are like 9 steps here. So what is the first step of in order to create a course on productivity? So, okay. The first step is like create a syllabus. Okay. Right. So you have to create a syllabus if you're creating a course. I'm just giving you an example, right? If you're building a software, you have to create a blueprint of the software or the product design or whatever, so create a syllabus. Then what do I do after that? Okay, create presentation schedule. So I have to create presentation and I have to schedule them in the calendar. So I have to presentation schedule and content for presentation modules. Okay, so some modules I break it down, and for this, and what do you do after? Like, okay, so say prepare, like if I'm creating like a 7-day, so if suppose like if it is a 7-day course on productivity, so what I do, so prepare first day lecture. Yeah, now see if it is simple. Now it's like for the next, okay, cool, it does not work like that. So let's say remove this. So first day lecture, and then we have second day lecture, and for the 9th day I'm creating the 7th day lecture. And yeah, now see on the 10th day probably I'll create after all the lectures I created, I'll create a website for selling the course, right? Simple as that. Okay, So these are the things that I need to create in order to create the entire course, a 7-day course on productivity. Okay, so let's say it was a 7-day course on productivity. Cool. Now, these are the 10 steps that you have to follow. Once you have broken down the project, write down what is the approximate time required to complete the project. Okay. Now, create a syllabus. How much time does it take creating a syllabus, right? Maybe it will take me 1 hour. Creating a presentation schedule, another 1 hour. First day lecture, maybe 2 hours. And all the subsequent lecture maybe requires similar hours. Creating a website probably takes 5 hours, right? So you have broken down the subtasks also now. Cool. Now, project scheduling. Once you have all of that broken down, we move to project scheduling. Here, what we do is we have a simple calendar here. Okay. What we are doing is we are taking the entire thing and we are going to put it in our calendar, right? So we have 21st August. Today is Wednesday. So we are going to write Wednesday. You have to change these dates here according to like your particular calendar. Now, yeah. So we have this. Now we can see that we have the task. So the first task is this: create a syllabus. So you just copy it, paste it. Okay. Now create a syllabus is like a 1 hour task, right? So, okay, what we're going to do is just give you the duration here. Okay. If it is a create a syllabus, like is a 1 hour task, so we can complete it on 21st August only, because every day we have allotted 2 hours of work, right? So in 1 hour, I can complete the entire syllabus, right? I have given a 1 hour. So I still have like another hour left. So what I can do is simply, okay, how do I remove this? Just a second. Oh, so that I can show you, I'll just move it here. Okay. So now what I'll do is, this button is not actually allowing me to copy and this. Okay, forget it. Okay, so what I was trying to do is actually move this entire thing down. Yeah, I have done it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to set another task on 21st August only. See, it's because we have 1 hour left. So we have scheduled a task here, which is like super cool. I'm just going to give the borders. Ta-da. Now we have created this. So 2 tasks allotted on 21st August. Project breakdown, we go like this. And we have everyday lecture takes 2 hours of our day. So we know we just copy paste it now. Like here, first day lecture. And for 7-day, we do the same thing. Just a second. Yeah. So every day it's 2 hours. So here we go. Oh, yep, we are done. Now, till 28th August, we have done this. So we need another date. So let's take it 29th August, right? And create a website. Creating a website is 5 hours. So we know that it's 5 hours, but I have allotted 2 hours every day. So it's 2 here. So I need 3 more days, right? Yeah. So I extend it and I extend this also, and 2 hours here and 1 hour here. That makes 5. And we have the entire project scheduled. Cool. Now what we do is we follow this. We are going to now follow this schedule that we have prepared for us and every day execute on it as it is planned out. If you follow this, then you're going to achieve this. And you have already taken care of your distractions, right? So you probably will be able to follow it. Now, every day when you complete a task, you come back to your Excel sheet. Every morning you open your project scheduling and you, okay, 21st August, you check create a syllabus. Today I'm going to work on creating a syllabus. When that is done, you in the completion status write, yes, it's done. Okay. And after that, on 21st August, I have create presentation schedule. So once you've done that, do this, right? So it's that simple. So once you start following this, your entire big mountainous task, which seemed so big to achieve, is suddenly becomes super achievable, right? So that is the solution that I was trying to give you. So I hope that it has helped you, and you'll be able to apply it. The link I will to this Excel sheet I will give in the description below to my Google Drive, and you will be able to find it. Now, what I'm doing is I'm actually doing 30-minute interview calls with people who are entrepreneurs who are facing time management problems, and I'm interviewing people, and for 30 minutes I'll get to understand like what kind of business they are in, what kind of clients they are helping people out with. And in this interview, what I'm trying to do is try to understand like the major productivity challenge they are facing. And after the interview is done, I'm going to give them a solution to their top productivity challenge that they're facing, so that they can immediately implement in their life. So, and it's a completely free interview session. I'm not charging anything at the moment. It's just to help you with your personal productivity and connect with you. So I'll share also a link with my free interview call that I'm doing. And so yeah, please feel free if you want to book an interview with me, and have a very productive day. Bye bye.